Hello, I am Nathan, but the truth. Okay, wow. I wanted to go a little deep with you um, and pose some questions to some of you guys because you're scaring yourselves into um, a very, very dangerous place mentally. You you're so fearful in your religious beliefs and to the point where that you guys are essentially worshiping the devil and proud of it. And I say that because I know many of you say, "Oh, he crazy. He just talking all out of the side of his head." And I'm not. I mean, um, let's take the Christian for example, because I was raised in Christian belief system. Um, does Christianity allow you to hate evil, wickedness, um, injustice, uh, carnage? Okay. Does it allow you to essentially fight the devil? I've never heard a Christian get up and say that they hate evil, that they hate injustice, and that they'll fight the devil. In fact, they do the opposite. Because when you point out someone who is doing the work of the devil, see, essentially, we say devil, okay, quote unquote, of somebody we've never seen or interacted with. The devil, I believe, exists, but in a dimension in which the devil essentially can't do anything. Only way the devil's works could be done is through man. And so when man is doing the work of the devil, where are you at in that picture? You're taught to love that man. You're taught to embrace him. I've experienced, because I fight a different battle. I fight the devil, essentially, in my life. And I get more resentment from people in religions such as Christianity. I get more resentment from them than what someone who is wicked, that hurts people, mutilates people, kills people, violates people. They'll get more love from a Christian than I will. More admiration, more, as they say, forgiveness. So I cannot accept religions in my life because religions aren't set up to fight evil. Religions are set up to control a people. Now, if Christians, and I've read the Bible and I've had the Quran shared with me, I've never read the whole Quran, but enough of it I understand. In the Bible, they have what's called prophecies, okay, or fortune telling. Christians have a tendency to be all into fortune telling. They're all about fortune telling. And so is those who do the work of the devil. They're about fortune telling, which is why the world is going at a rapid pace. I mean, they're going 100 miles an hour down a 20-mile-an-hour road with winding curves and hills. And all kind of little danger spots, and they're doing 100 miles an hour because they're trying to use this fortune telling, this magic, um, to help them foresee a future that they desire. And that's not a place where any man or woman should be. Running around here and trying to see the future, see an outcome, hoping for a outcome that is not going to be conducive to anybody. That's dangerous. That is extremely dangerous. Because let's say all that prophesying and all that fortune telling, let's say that had more truth to it than what it really does. That you can foretell the future and predestined and all this. The outcome, is it really what you want? Because the outcome isn't to serve a goodness, okay, for all mankind. The outcome will have winners and losers. And if the wicked that is running the world today get their way and are the winners, do you want to be on the winning side? See, that's a hard question, because the winning side means you get to live, okay? The losing side means you're going to die a horrible death. So would you rather die a horrible death standing on righteousness, or would you rather live with the wicked? And I think many of you already have made your choice. So you don't think about that, because you got these fortune tellers telling you that it's a good thing to survive and to be on the winning team. You think the winning team is some glorious, righteous team. But how could that be when you've never picked up a stone to fight the devil? If you've never picked up a stone to fight the devil, how in the hell do you think you're going to win? I would think that you'd be more with the devil, doing what he wants you to do, not fight him. It makes all sense. So this climate that we're in now, where you guys are seeing so much unfold, which side are you on? And that's the question you need to ask yourself. You don't need to come and question me. You need to either join with me or you're against me, and I'm cool with it either way, because I don't have a problem dying for righteousness. What I have a problem with is living with wickedness. And I'm not going to live with wickedness. As one man said, I'd much rather die fighting than live on my knees. You guys are on your knees. It's just that you don't see yourself on your knees. For some reason, you think that that's not where you're at until the day you die. That moment you give up the ghost, that's when it's going to all hit you, and it's going to be too damn late for you then. You've never stood for anything. Well, maybe you have. You stood for all the wickedness that's going on. You okay with it. And your religion taught you to bow down and love the devil, love evil, love wickedness. love everybody, as they say, but it seems to people that you don't want to love are those that fight against the devil. Because the biggest argument I ever had in my life was somebody telling me that I should love my oppressor. My oppressor hasn't done anything of good in their life. Nothing of good, but I'm supposed to love them. But then that same person wanted to tell me with all sincerity that I'm supposed to separate myself from my brethren, my family members that don't accept that ideology. Now, they have more contempt for me than they do the devil or my oppressor. Because see that I don't love my oppressor. And because I don't love my oppressor, I'm a bad guy. I'm to be shunned. I'm to be distrusted. That's deep. I hope you guys hear this and kind of think some kind of way, because my future podcasts are going to have hints of that throughout. It's going to be on the policing. It's going to be on the networking of bringing together a community database, policing database that will include, oh God, it's going to have everything on it. Like I've said before, every little hamlet in the United States is going to have access to that. Black communities are going to be using that like crazy because so much is going on and the word's not getting out. And a lot of people want to know what in the hell is really going on. I mean, right now, what's trending, at least in my social media, is all the 411 missing black children. And when I say black children, I'm there are a lot of them I'm posting. They're in their 30s and 40s, and like these people, they're crying out from graves and from bondage. Okay, imagine yourself walking down the street and being abducted, and you're taken off into the woods somewhere and thrown into some little cabin. You know, I'm gonna give you one of these scenarios that they have in the movies, and you're bound and you're being tortured. You're gonna cry out. I know you're gonna cry out for God, but God ain't coming. But you're gonna also cry out so that someone can hear your cry. And someone is. People like myself and other empaths all over the world. I never will forget. I met a woman, and I don't understand what they call psyche. I don't understand that. I do understand the third eye. But this woman, now we'll forget. She's a middle-aged woman with from India, I think it was, or Pakistan. I don't remember the country she was from, but I remember sitting down talking to her. And she told me that one day she was sitting in her living room and she just felt the great impulse to just turn everything off. Had a bad headache. She turned off the TV. You know, there was a radio playing in the other room. She just turned off everything. And then she closed all the blinds and curtains to her house. And she sat down there and she could still hear her grandkids playing in the room. So she had her grandkids go outside. And she got it super quiet. And she sat there. And she started hearing crying and wailing and weeping, crying and wailing and weeping. And she said she just got the sudden urge to get up, get outside. She went outside. She seen her neighbor. He was watering his lawn. And she asked him to take her for a drive. And he, I guess, probably thought she was crazy. But yeah, and so they packed her kids in a car, and he took her for a drive. And she said they just drove and came to a road, and they went off that road onto like a field, and in the field was laying a young woman that was weeping. She was bound and gagged pretty much, had been assaulted, no clothes, cuts and scratches all on her. She told me that she heard that woman's crying for help. Now, a lot of people have recounted things like this, you know, I mean, they get caught up in that, and it just seems so weird. And I know that those young people that are being abducted and we're not knowing where they're crying out. They're somewhere crying out. Some of them have given up the ghost, so to speak, but their last cries on this earth was calling out, begging. You guys, that is something that is going on right now. And I hear their cries, and I'm going to keep pushing my podcast to get the right people involved so that we could put a stop to their cry out. We could stop this from happening. It's only happening because there's inaction. There is absolute inaction. And so instead of you guys playing with this fortune telling religious kind of ideology that keeps you from actually being proactive, let go of that, grab hold of your spirituality, and let's start trying to help people. Please, they need our help, and they're crying out, and the outer ear system that we work with every day is not hearing it, but that open that inner ear, and if you hear it, you'll be more proactive. Okay, that religious fortune telling and prognosticating and all that kind of stuff, leave it alone. Let's come to reality here. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon. I am Nathan Robinson, and I am back quiet.